oh, you're so good for others, so fuck you.
And all this lunatic has to say is thank you.
He says, I don't care who you are. I said, get out.
I was stoned when No.
The Manipura is the chakra of expression. It is the seat of the inner fire. Individuals who are rooted in the Manipura tend to express a manic energy that allows them to remain in an almost constant flow of creative expression.
What is your, is it weird doing this, right now, talking to me?
Oh yeah, I'm shaking and sweating profusely. Although I trust you. I wanted to create a fictional universe where there's all these new gods, and if the new gods were building the simulation that we live in, this is the program that the gods use. Sorry, I'm obviously went really deep into an inner spiral.
The Manipura is deeply connected with the symbol of lightning. It is swift and intense, with the power to both energize and destroy. Those within the Manipura tend to express their energy in quick bursts and often act before thinking.
Individuals are trying to capture the hearts and minds of young people. This to me...
No, that's what you're trying to do.
This to me is a complete waste. And
everyone is trying to control the minds of young people.
One of the problems they want to do.
One of the problems.
If a person chooses to take drugs, he should be able to take drugs.
One of the problems
dress the way they want and do what they want to do. Who are you to say?
The tendency towards expression over introspection can serve the Manipura Yogan well, but it can also be a source of self-destructive behavior. Quick action facilitates the creative flow of the Manipura, but it can also lead to an overriding of warning signals within the self, which may prevent negative outcomes. Those rooted in the Manipura must embrace their impulsive nature while remaining mindful of the importance of developing a strong, intuitive sense of dharmic situations.
Steve Irwin was sometimes a controversial figure. He was criticised for carrying his baby son whilst feeding a crocodile in front of crowds at his zoo.
Australian crocodile hunter Steve Irwin has died during a diving expedition near Port Douglas in Australia.
Well, it's reported the environmentalist was killed after being stabbed by a stingray barb in the chest while filming an underwater documentary on the Great Barrier Reef.
Individuals in the Manipura are very quick to act and will often move from one point of focus to the next. Manipura yogins may quickly become bored with things that do not provide them with strong energy.
Diane took a fatal 6-story plunge to her death. You leaving, Dr. Larry? Why are you leaving? Why are you leaving? Seriously, you're not leaving. I want you to sit right here. I want you to sit down. You're not leaving. I want you to sit down.
I'm under arrest.
Oh, you're not under arrest. I want you to sit down. Art, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Art? Art Linkletter?
Inversely, the internal energy experienced by the Manipura yogin may become so intense that respite is often sought in isolation or in the pursuit of things that have a cooling effect. Those in the Manipura may therefore experience a drive towards conditions of adventure and/or stability.
Lock myself in a room. Yeah, I remember my roommate Marilis would put little plates at the door, so I would open the door and eat some food. I think I said I fasted for 2 weeks, but I don't think I actually did. But I did black out the windows and all that, and I did truly go insane during the making of this album, I will say.
The need to constantly express one's dharma through action may lead the Manipura yogin to feel that they are never able to realize their purpose. A fear may develop regarding the amount of creative expression that the Manipura yogin has produced. Maladjustment in the Manipura may lead to runaway impulsivity. The individual may embrace the impulsive to a point of self-destruction.
And I'm not saying what I do politically is art, but everything is an art form. Oh yeah, one more. 1776. More. Fan it up. Fucking eyes. bullshit!
Manipura consciousness is associated with the ram. The ram is an impulsive and fearless creature. It scales mountains and charges directly into rivals. It abandons all concern for its own well-being in the expression of its will. It is through understanding the nature of the ram that the yogin may begin to conceptualize Manipura consciousness. Inner fire is accessed through the Manipura. This is the element of the self that allows one to overcome fear and embrace action. It is through inner fire that the will is expressed against all fear. The experience of adrenaline and the cultivation of confidence in action is gained through the realization of Manipura consciousness. Individuals rooted in the Manipura tend to be power stations.
No, get those lights off! Off! Turn them off, they're too bright, turn them off!
What I mean is that the Manipura yogin may be capable of elevating the energetic signature of a given thing to its most intense expression. For this reason, individuals in the Manipura often find that other people act possessively towards them. The energy that the Manipura yogin expresses can be quite enticing. But individuals in the Manipura typically despise the idea of being contained, and they will often resent those who try to control them.
I have a friend, Art Linklater.
Calm down.
Individuals in the Manipura tend to have greater access to an intuitive flow state that allows them to improvise and feel the course of creative expression. This flow state can present as a manic state wherein the Manipura yogin seems to draw inspiration directly from the gods. This divine madness is of a very left-hand path and feminine nature. If the Manipura yogin is able to effectively direct their expressive flow in a dharmic manner, they will find their root consciousness to be a great source of power. If this flow is not directed effectively, the intense energy possessed by the Manipura yogin will be dispersed in random directions. This randomness is not inherently bad, but it can be detrimental if focus is required in the completion of a specific project. The shadow chakra of the Manipura is the Vishuddhi. The Vishuddhi is the seat of introspection. Therefore, individuals in the Manipura who become trapped in Vishuddhi consciousness often experience intense discomfort.
My name is Noam Chomsky. I'm a retired professor at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, where I've been for 65 years. I think I can do no better about answering the question of what it means to be truly educated than to go back to some of the classic views on the subject.
What women predominantly want is to be heard and protected by the man that they are with. They want to be heard, and they want to be understood, and they want to be protected by the man that they are with. And because that is the best characteristic about the husband and father. And what men want is respect, food, and sex. Those are the things that men want.
The introspective nature of the Vishuddhi manifests as a feeling of containment for those rooted in the Manipura. The intensity of the introspective quality of the Vishuddhi is magnified by the expressive aspect of the Manipura. If the Manipura yogin is not able to effectively integrate Vishuddhi consciousness or if the yogin is unable to escape the Vishuddhi and return to the Manipura, the lack of connection to body consciousness can lead to self-destruction. Specifically, the feeling of containment and lack of attachment to the body may lead the Manipura yogin to act out in a desperate attempt to experience the feelings that they once experienced in their home consciousness.
Well, in a way, I was quite lucky because I was addicted to crack and heroin. Those drugs cause social problems pretty quickly. You get in trouble with the police, you end up in hospital. It's difficult to ignore. If you've got like anyone who's been around people with food addiction issues knows how much pain and chaos that can create in a family. But I suppose you get fast-tracked when you've got a drug problem. I was getting in a lot of trouble with the police. I was having a lot of difficulties all the time. But what I've noticed since getting clean from drugs is that the condition itself, the feeling, will migrate and morph onto anything.
It is therefore important for the Manipura yogin to be aware of the dangers of an overstimulated mind. There are interesting physical traits that are associated with the Manipura. I have coined the term chakra vision to describe the manner in which consciousness manifests in the eyes of the individual. Every person presents certain physical signatures that are related to their rooted consciousness. Individuals rooted in the Manipura tend to direct their vision at the immediate.
Was something that was fantastically successful in the United Kingdom called the Mighty Boosh.
This can be seen in two primary manifestations, the lightning vision and the fire vision. The lightning vision is like an intense targeting system. It's as if the Manipura yogin is selecting a target to destroy with one explosive burst of power. Contrast this with the fire vision. Those who possess the fire vision look as though they have a blazing inferno in their eyes. Their energy is expressed as an out-of-control flame, a human wildfire. The lightning and the fire are important elements to the Manipura yogin. Loki is an example of a deity that is rooted in the Manipura. He is the god of lightning and fire in the Norse pantheon. Interestingly enough, the trickster nature of Loki is something that is often found in those rooted in the Manipura. Individuals in the Manipura tend to be quite funny, and they often express themselves in very eccentric ways.
Oh, excuse me. I lapsed into a trance there for a second or so. That song just kind of does those things to me, you understand? It's a religious cult that I belong to.
The eccentricities of those in the Manipura are often enduring because these eccentricities tend to energize others, though some may find these eccentricities to be a difficult source of fear, as there is always some element of chaos at play in the spirit of the Manipura yogin.
Lena, can you play piano? Yes, you can, look. That's dolphins walking on the water backwards. Can't make a mistake, cause all the drops of water just go.
Rootedness in the Manipura is a great source of intensity and free expression. These individuals tend to electrify their environments, and they are a great source of energetic power. However, they must be given time to recharge after a strong expulsion of energy. This natural ebb and flow of energy may be misinterpreted by some as internal inconsistency, but in fact, it is this ebb and flow that adds to the full range of emotional expression that is so beautifully represented by the Manipura.